Hey tennis fans, I'm Grace Carter and this is Tennis Now presented by Tennis Express. Tennis Express, order today and it ships today. Last week's Wimbledon women's singles final between Ons Jabeur and Alina Rybakina was the first battle of maiden Grand Slam finalists at Wimbledon in 60 years. And it got us to thinking, how often does this happen? As it turns out, not very often. It's happened only 25 times since the start of the Open era in 1969. 14 on the men's side and 11 on the women's side. Strangely, it's happened on the women's side 3 times at the last 6 majors. So are we seeing a new trend developing? Maybe, maybe not. In any case, our research has inspired us to look back at the last 5 most unlikely Grand Slam finals since 2000, and all of them, as you might have guessed, feature first-time Grand Slam finalists. So here goes. We start our countdown in 2004 with an all-Russian battle in the women's final at Roland Garros. Anastasia Myskina defeated Elena Dementieva in the final 6-1, 6-2 in the first battle of first-time Grand Slam finalist at Roland Garros in Open-era history. Myskina became the first Russian woman to win a major. She had previously never passed the second round at a major. Next up, Rafa winning Roland Garros. A surprise? Well, there was a time, and that time was 2005. Outside the top 50 at the start of the season, then 5th-ranked Rafa Nadal crushed number 1 Federer in the semis of his maiden Roland Garros appearance. He went on to become the first man to win the French Open on debut since Sweden's Mats Wilander in 1982, and the first teenager in the men's game to win a major since Pete Sampras won the U.S. Open in 1990, also at age 19. There would be no more surprises after that. In an era of men's tennis that has been utterly dominated by the Big Three, 63 slam titles and counting since 2003, it has been very rare to see players not named Federer, Nadal, or Djokovic break through to win a major. But in 2014 at the U.S. Open, something special was brewing for Croatia's Marin Cilic. He had missed the tournament the year before because of a drug suspension. Intent on making up for lost time, Cilic romped through the quarterfinals and the semis, blitzing Tomas Berdych and Roger Federer before waltzing past Kei Nishikori in what was just the second battle of first-time Grand Slam finalists in Open-era history and the first since 1997. 2015 was supposed to mark the latest and perhaps greatest achievement of Serena Williams' legendary career. Williams was going for the calendar slam that year, but nerves and a very ornery Italian Roberta Vinci got the best of her in the semis. That meant we got 26-seeded Flavia Pennetta versus Vinci in the first battle of first-time Grand Slam finalists in U.S. Open-era history. Pennetta was 33 at the time, and she would go on to capture her first major championship at Arthur Ashe Stadium, becoming the oldest first-time Grand Slam champion ever. She promptly announced her retirement moments later. 2019, when Bianca Andreescu took the title in New York, it marked the first time that a player had ever won the U.S. Open on her debut. But 2 years later, an even more surprising final occurred. That would be another battle of first-time Slam finalists between Emma Raducanu and Leylah Fernandez. Raducanu, playing in her first U.S. Open and just her second main draw at a Slam, would defeat the Canadian in the first all-teenage Grand Slam final since 1999. Raducanu became the first and only qualifier to ever win a major title with that triumph. So there you have it, 5 very unlikely Grand Slam finals that stand the test of time. Will we see more at this year's U.S. Open? The trend seems to be in place, so we wouldn't bet against it. Thanks for watching Tennis Now TV, everybody. We'll see you next time.